Then, good afternoon. We're live. Happy Tuesday. Happy potential NHS Palantir contract announcement day. It's 1 p.m. here in the UK right now, and as of right now, we have not heard from the NHS about the FDP contract that we are very much expecting Palantir to be awarded. The day's still young. We could be waiting for the markets to open or even close before they announce it. I doubt we will wait till the markets close because obviously Palantir is very much a US-based stock. Therefore, wait until the market closes doesn't really align with the UK workday. But hey, we still might hear, even though we haven't already. However, like I keep saying, I don't think we should get our hopes up too much because the evidence is there. We've been told time and time again that we should expect an announcement on this date, on this date, on this date. Doesn't happen. So let's be patient. Let's hope that we hear today. But if not, I do think it's going to have to be very, very soon. It can't keep getting dragged out. Yesterday, though, was a great day for Palantir stock. Let me share my screen. Let's take a look at what happened yesterday because it was very, very interesting. Here we are. I'm just gonna refresh this just to make sure that we've got up-to-date information. Look at that, 21.34, $21.34 yesterday, closed at yesterday. That is insane, and if we go to, you can see that it is the highest price that Palantir stock has been for the entire year. That is really, really now, if any technical, people that like doing technical analysis on stocks are watching this video right now, let me know what sort of barrier we need to break through next, because personally, I don't really have too much interest in the technical analysis side of it, but I am also aware that this was really important because it means that Palantir broke through the $20 resistance level that we were sort of speaking about the other day. Not only did it break through the resistance level, but it didn't retrace. It went above that, and it seems to be staying above that. We can see that today it does look like pre-market is down to about $21.16. That is still over that $20 uh, resistance level. Very, very exciting. Now, I see a lot of comments about what is causing this increase. Is it just the anticipation of the NHS contract? Is it people loading up on Palantir stock ready for that announcement? Buy the rumor, sell the news, that sort of thing. I do think that comes into it a little bit. However, I think this big drive in price is caused by a lot of different things. We discussed it on the live the other day, but I think the big one is the amount of institutional ownership that is like institutional ownership is increasing. Institutions are buying Palantir. They are adding it, and they are adding it in quantity at the moment. That is because, one, they want to. They see it as a stock that is going to be good in the future and return lots of money. Great. Two, they kind of have the pressure of doing so because we know that soon Palantir will be included in the S&P 500. That means that they will need it in their funds. Simple as that. So they are having to buy it. And they don't just do this as a one-off thing. They don't just add Palantir and then that's it. That's the done deal. They will continue to add. So I expect we will continue to see this drive as the demand and supply, it is driven by these institutional owners. I think we could possibly also be seeing a little bit of anticipation about the NVIDIA earnings that are coming up. We've seen before, obviously, NVIDIA is one of the biggest AI driving stocks at the moment, and we've seen before when they've had a very good earnings, that has pushed up a lot of tech and AI related stock. Could happen again and could happen with Palantir. So just be aware of that. We might see, like I was just saying, this buy the rumor, sell the news. It could be, and we don't know this. We don't know this. This is speculation. It could be that NHS announced today or whatever, Palantir are getting the contract. If that happens, we might then see a short period of time after that, that the stock price actually falls slightly. It gets, it comes down a bit, it drops because there has been that sell-off. People will be trimming and taking their profits, especially traders that were buying based on this information. Buy the rumor, sell the news. That does happen, and we may see that here. Now, the thing is with Palantir, it's had a fantastic run. Am I on the year to date? Yeah, I'm on year to date. You can see 234% year to date. That is easily one of the best performing stocks this year. So if you've had it in your portfolio for a while now, you will see that. You will see how well it's done, and it's a good feeling. But this won't go up indefinitely. It won't just keep going up. It doesn't work like that. At some point, there will be a pullback. There will be, it naturally will just come back, and it will be sort of balanced a little bit, and we will see that the company itself, so Palantir, not thinking about the stock price, the company itself will have to sort of grow into that stock price. So I don't know when that's gonna happen. I don't know how much it's gonna happen by. I don't know if, in the next few months it's gonna pull back 5% or actually it's gonna go up 15%. I'm just saying at some point we should see a bit of a drawback because that just does tend to happen. I did see a comment, on here on the live just before I started. Let's see here, put it on the screen. How long can we expect until the S&P 500 inclusion, and will that be a massive booster to the price? We don't know exactly the date. I believe the S&P 500 gets rebalanced and some companies get kicked out and some, added on a frequent basis. I don't know how often that is. It might be a quarterly basis, it might be a biannually. If someone knows, let us know in the live stream chat. But it could be next year. It's not gonna be instant, that's for sure. It's not gonna happen overnight. Even though they're eligible now, they won't just get added. It doesn't just work instantaneously like that, unfortunately. But your next question about will this boost the stock price massively? Again, there's no knowing. We don't know the impact that it's gonna have instantly. However, what we do know is what it means to be in the S&P 500. We know what it means from a sense of recognition. We know what it means from the institutional ownership side of things. All in all, it's very positive. Institutional ownership, institutional money comes flowing in, demands, supply again, pushes the stock price up. Lots and lots of different factors come into that. It should be good. We don't know how good or when, but you can look at other companies that have been included in the S&P 500, like Tesla. That wasn't that long ago, a few years ago, and you can have a look what happened to their stock price after that. But it is hard, isn't it? Because so many things are happening all at once with any given company, Palantir especially, very, very busy company, that you could never pinpoint and say that that one thing is what caused the stock to do that at that time. So, I do think that it will have a very, very positive impact for Palantir in the long term, and that's what I think we need to focus on. I think that's what's really important. So anyone joining now, we don't have the announcement just yet. The day's still young. We may get it. Palantir stock seems to be dropping slightly in pre-market. Could be because some people, are trimming their positions. It could be, like, just what happens. It could be that people are getting a bit frustrated about not hearing about the announcement yet. But it all looks good. Remember, it's performing absolutely phenomenally this year. It's doing so well. So now let's have a look at so let me backtrack here. I've been keeping a close eye on the UK media and the UK media on X about the NHS contract. We know, unfortunately, that there has been a lot of misinformation spread about what an FDP, what it does, what it doesn't do, Palantir's involvement in that as a supplier, potential supplier, what Palantir's history is. Are they a dangerous company? Are they a spy company? There's been a lot of misinformation, and I want to share things that I found on X. Just a few different posts I saw yesterday and this morning, just to give you an idea of sort of the outrage that is happening over this announcement. So it gives you an idea about why the NHS might be taking their time and actually figuring out how to make this announcement. Because I think that what we're gonna see is we could end up seeing this deal go to court in whatever capacity that means, because it's very clear from a campaigner's point of view, they are getting a lot of momentum and they're getting a lot of support about how Palantir shouldn't be doing this. Again, it's a sad reality because, like we keep saying, us lot that are doing the research know what's actually happening. We know the benefits, we know the value. I'm getting some comments about my audio. Hmm. Okay, let me know if that is better. Can you hear me better now? I don't know why some days it just works and some days it just doesn't work. Okay, I think it's good. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Sir Lallington. Think we're good to go. Let me know if that goes off again because I get distracted talking and I can't always see the comments. I think when I switch between recording the screen and then just having my face on there, it seems to not enjoy that sometimes. I don't know what you heard me say, but I'll just quickly sum up what I was just saying. Okay, people are saying okay, we're gonna continue, but just let me know if it gets bad. There has been a lot of negative press. I've been looking on X and on just UK media. It seems to be that the people that know what the FDP is, what it does, how Palantir interacts with that aren't worried. But I just wanted to share a few different posts that I saw today, just to show you how the campaigners are building momentum, and it may end up in court because they are gaining a lot of support. And unfortunately, the way that they're gaining support is by calling Palantir a spy company, but it is what it is. So I'm going to share my screen again and let me know if that causes problems with you. So let me zoom in here. So this is the first post I saw, and obviously they've linked the Guardian article, which is the one we spoke about yesterday in the live. So this is Good Law Project. More worrying reports that UK tech firm Palantir will be imminently announced as the winner of 480 million deal to lead the NHS's FDP. We are now preparing legal challenges to ensure the NHS handles your sensitive data properly. Spy tech firm, this whole worrying, concerned narrative, how Palantir are going to steal data. This is all sort of the theme of these posts, unfortunately. But you can see here, we are now preparing legal challenges. I think that's going to happen with Good Law Project. It's going to happen with Foxglove. Other campaigners are getting involved. We see a comment from an MP in a minute as well. So it's not going to be plain in here at all. I really don't think this is going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a short legal battle, as Nicole, is that how you say it? Has said. So I hope it's all going to be okay, but we are very much going to have to wait and see. Okay, next one. I'm just keeping my eye on the comments, by the way. That's why I keep pausing because I just want to make sure the audio is okay. I know how frustrating it is to watch a YouTube video or any video where the audio is messed up. So thank you for sticking with me here. I'm really trying to get these tech issues sorted out. And it's funny, isn't it? Because I'm a big investor into different tech stocks, and for whatever reason, I go live and everything falls apart. We're working on it, guys. Okay, I saw this one. This is maybe the most concerning one that I saw. Palantir, I can't read this with a straight face. Palantir is buying all of the UK's NHS data. Sorry, it is being paid 480 million to steal it all, which is worth billions. Expect all your life, health, car insurance to skyrocket if you have any medical issues, while you will be bombarded with targeted ads. A criminal breach of privacy. This is really sad, this one, because this post got so many views, 266.6 thousand views. And you can see how many retweets, how many comments, likes, bookmarks. And the average person doesn't know, and that's okay. But they will see this and they will latch on to the information here, and they will automatically think that Palantir is a really bad spy that is buying UK NHS data. That is not how it works. They are not purchasing data. Some people are saying this is a backdoor method of taking the NHS private and privatising it. We won't get into that too much. That's a whole different conversation. But it's a real shame, a criminal breach of privacy. The NHS themselves have posted about how Palantir or whoever it will be doesn't have access to your data. I don't know what more people want. I don't get it. And Arnie had a great response. This post is a criminal breach of education. I just wish people do research, and then if the research shows them that this is true, then post that. Because if this was happening, people should know. But this is just fundamentally inaccurate and incorrect information, which is a real shame. Next one. So this is by an MP. The NHS will reportedly hand over £480 million data contract to US spy again. Spy. Just gonna try. Spy corporation Palantir tomorrow. Instead of putting sensitive patient data in the hands of unaccountable corporations, we need a publicly run NHS data platform that protects privacy and respects patient choice. Again, a little bit inaccurate there. Spy company, and then it sort of talks about how that means that this sensitive patient data is just gonna be I almost vision these people as thinking that Palantir is logging on to a computer and then saying, "Oh, Mary that lives in Essex, this is how old she is, this is what she weighs, these are her issues. Let's take that data and we'll sell it." But that's not happening. Last one, the official announcement of the joint awarded, FDP contract will happen today. This is probably the biggest mistake that's been made in the history of the NHS with how they handle patient data, and it won't change for 5 to 7 years. So comment on that. Tell me what you think. It does seem, unfortunately, that this is the narrative going around, and I think because of this, there may be some delays happening with the announcement, and also we may end up expecting, a court case from this, lots of legal battles. It won't be plain sailing. But hey, Palantir have a product that is gonna be really beneficial. Whether the NHS take this or not, there's a Palantir after this NHS deal, is all I'm trying to say here. So that's the latest with the Palantir stock price, the S&P 500 inclusion, and this NHS deal. Now I wanna talk a little bit about financial independence, retire early movement, and how that relates to my investing, and also the idea of diversification, and then we'll look at some comments. So, the FIRE movement, that is something that originally was really, really interesting to me as an investor. I did lots of research on it. I watched literally every video that I could get my hands on, and for a while, I budgeted everything, and I was saving and investing so much of my monthly take home, like above 80%. It was insane. I was at a really good point. However, over time, I just got more focused into the, income side of it rather than the saving side of it, and I just decided that I wanted more of a balance in my life. I didn't wanna have to think about every single thing that I was spending and putting away little pennies, and it got a bit too much. I still really like the FIRE movement, and I still very much want to be financially independent. That is literally my aim from investing. I wanna build wealth. I wanna reach financial independence, and hopefully I can build generational wealth in the future. I'm a long way from that. That's still my aim. However, I am just not budgeting to the same level that I was when I first started and got interested in the FIRE movement. Still a great movement, very motivating. I really like it. And I think the number one thing that following that taught me was how the people that reach financial freedom, financial independence, and they can retire early are the ones that take investing seriously and consistently invest. There's, a quote by who's it by? I can't remember who it's by, but it's this whole idea that you can't get rich by working, you can only get rich from either owning a business or owning a part of someone else's business. I think that's very true. very, very true. I think you can get very, very you can get rich from working for someone else. I think you can only really build that generational wealth and true financial freedom if you take it into your own hands and either invest and you take that seriously or you build a business, or I guess you do a bit of both. Um, yeah, retiring early is something that I want to do, but I don't wanna do it in terms of actually retiring. I wanna do it in terms of having the freedom to work on what I wanna work on, and I don't wanna be reliant on state pension or anything like that. Then in terms of diversification, so a lot of people don't think that I've got a diversified portfolio whatsoever because I've mainly got Palantir and Tesla inside the portfolio that I share. That's a fair assumption, and I'm very comfortable with that because that when I think about where I wanna be putting my money and where I see the most potential and the most growth in the companies that I do the research on and I'm convicted for, those are the 2. So it doesn't make sense. It feels more risky to me to be putting that money elsewhere. However, as the Patreon members will know, and I've seen a few of them on here, so thank you for being here, I do also have FUSA, which is an S&P 500 ETF. It's on a different account. That obviously gives me exposure to a lot of companies. And then I have a crypto portfolio again, which I don't share on YouTube, I share on Patreon. So in some ways, I am quite diversified, but I don't think that the diversification needs to be the be all end all. I don't think it's everything. I think it very much depends on how much time you are willing to put into your research. If you are not willing to keep up to date with the news of the companies that you are buying, then maybe just a global ETF would be much better because it takes the risk out of it and you can almost guarantee market returns. However, if you want above market returns, you may have to make some riskier bets. Don't let them be bets, that was the wrong word. Make sure that they are researched and, you've done your due diligence to know where you are putting your money. So that's my take on diversification. Guys, do you have a diversified portfolio? Let me know. And what do you think about that? Do you think that every investor should be fully diversified, or do you think that it's really dependent on their style of investing, their goals, their risk appetite and things like that? So I'm gonna just have a look at some comments now, see what we've got going on. I almost think it's not gonna happen today. Yeah, it could be delayed, Drew. It really could. We've seen so many times now where it's just been delayed, so just don't get your hopes up. It could be that they announce it at the end of the UK stock day, market day, maybe. But yeah, nothing yet. I'm just gonna do a quick search actually, just in case it's come out during this live. Can you imagine? That would be really, really cool. No, still nothing at the moment. If we get it announced today, regardless of what the stock price does, I'm gonna buy a share of Palantir just to celebrate. Maybe they're strategically waiting until the market opens. Yeah, potentially, they could actually be doing that until the US stock market opens is it in an hour? 1 hour time? It might come then. Expecting a pullback soon as it's into overvalued territory at the minute on current fundamentals. Yeah, this is kind of what I was hinting at earlier. We could very much see a pullback at some point. It's not going to go up indefinitely, and Palantir, the company, intrinsically need to grow into that valuation and that stock price that is being assigned right now. I may take some profit if it starts to drop, as I always kick myself. Is anyone else planning to take profit, or have you been taking profit? I've not taken anything off the table yet. Yeah, NVIDIA earnings today, we said at the beginning of this stream that that could absolutely have an impact. When NVIDIA have announced their earnings before, we have seen that many companies, including Palantir, have had a bit of a rally and a bit of an upward swing because NVIDIA is kind of like the captain of the football team for AI. So when NVIDIA does well, we often see that that's reflected across the market. It could work in the other way. I don't follow NVIDIA too much, but if they have a negative earnings or just not what people hoped for and expected, it could cause a little bit of a pullback. So definitely worth watching out for. It takes months to be included in the S&P 500. Yeah, this is what we were saying, that it's not gonna happen overnight. It could be as early as next year. It could be a while after that. There is actually I was trying to remember, but I can't remember. Um, here you go. Maybe 2024 3rd quarter. There is periods of time that the companies get rebalanced in the S&P 500, so it's just about when that would happen, I guess. No, not yet. I have not purchased any Palantir today. I will be purchasing 1 share of Palantir as a little celebration, just for fun really, if we get the announcement. But, yeah, if not, I potentially will be adding some more today, maybe some more Tesla. I'll have a little look. I add pretty much every week, and then I keep a pot of money ready to add more if we do get if I do see opportunity. If you wanna know every time I buy, sell, anyone wants to know, come and join the Patreon. I post on Discord and on Patreon every time I add to my portfolio, and we just talk every day about Palantir. We're all nerds over there. The guys are great on there, so honestly, if you wanna join, come and join. This is a really good question. Do you ever hear about Palantir on the mainstream big UK news sources or just the small ones? I primarily get my information, the misinformation that is being said about Palantir, on X. That's a really good place, and just by searching Palantir NHS deal into Google and seeing what the news articles are. I have obviously seen the Alex Karp interview on BBC, which was definitely mainstream media. But all in all, if I go outside and I talk to the average British person, they won't know what Palantir is, they won't know what FDP is, and they definitely won't even know about this contract. So not everyone has visibility for sure. We'll do a couple more and then we can call it a day, and I'll give you guys your afternoon back. I appreciate you being here, though. Some people have requested longer live streams. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in. I try and keep them half an hour just because I think that that makes most sense. Cover the news, cover the topic, and then do some questions and commentary, but let me know. No, unfortunately not. Sir Lalington made the good point that it might be when the markets open, but we don't know. We have no idea if it will even be today. It's just from what The Guardian has said. Thank you. Yeah, this is a really good point. There are so many social media companies that actually are taking data, yet we have a problem. Well, we don't, but a lot of people have a problem, you know, about this FDP. So, yeah, I just think that it's all about misinformation. If you tell people something over and over again, they'll start to believe it, even if they've done their own that they haven't done their own research. Thank you, Caveman. Thank you for coming, and thank you for the compliment. Getting some nice, comments here, so appreciate it all. So I think that's pretty much every comment, that I've got, unless it's not updating in real time. I'll leave it there. We will see whether the Palantir NHS deal comes out today or not. I've just had another quick check, and there's nothing yet. I'll keep you updated over on X, on Patreon, everywhere, as soon as I hear. But yeah, at the moment, we don't know. We don't know. Hopefully today, maybe the rest of the week. There's no knowing. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for putting up with the dodgy audio. I don't know why it did that to me. It was all looking fine and it was going okay. Um, yeah, just keep working on it. Work on improving people's lives. So give me feedback. Tell me what you like about them, what you want changing, what you want them to be about, everything like that. Next resistance level is 27. Okay, it's good to know. I don't really do any technical analysis as such, so it's always good to hear. Midwest, you're a bit late. We're wrapping it up. Catch this one later on. Basically, to sum up, no NHS deal yet. Lot of outrage may be taken to court, and yeah, those were the most important things that you need to know. But thank you for coming. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.